Welcome everyone back to the UK Journeyman. In today's episode, we have a double fixture in the Champions League round of 16 against Chelsea. The reason for that is we did progress in our last playoff game. We were playing PAOK. We actually lost the opening game 2-1, but then beat them in the home fixture 5-1. Since you last left us, things have been going really well. So we obviously wrapped up basically all the January fixtures. We beat Nottingham Forest 6-1 in the league. We progressed in the FA Cup, beating Chesterfield away 3-1. And then we won back-to-back Prem games against Villa and Bournemouth before a 4-4 draw with Brighton, which was a late result. Since then, we haven't done any transfer business because it's all been, obviously it's all based on the January transfer window, so we haven't brought anything in. But as you can see, results going really well has meant we've rocked up the league table. We're now 9th in the Premier League, so well away from the bottom three. As you can see, Mansfield have done really well to get themselves away from it, and it looks like the bottom three are basically going to be the bottom three. It doesn't look like Mansfield are going to be in any danger of getting relegated, which is good. But we are still within a chance of probably getting into a Conference League position, and that's where I think we need to get to. Ideally, we could get at least 7th. But realistically, we should be aiming for 6th, 5th, and maybe even we could still get a top 4 finish, so there isn't too many games left. Our best chance of getting Europe, I think, is either winning the FA Cup, which we've got Nottingham Forest in the 5th round, or by actually winning the Champions League. Now, the Champions League, obviously, is the ultimate goal of the save. If we manage to do it first season, then we do it first season, but I really don't think so. But we have got Chelsea. We do have previous with Chelsea. It was my first game as manager, a 3-2 away win in the FA Cup 3rd round. And we actually play, the FA Cup game, but we'll play that off camera in between. So we'll know by the end of this episode whether we're still in the FA Cup or not. This is the team we're going with for the first leg against Chelsea. We've got Torres in goal, back four of Wesley, Malek Tor, Estrada and Dorgu. Since Estrada's come in, he's been pretty good. As you can see, 6 games in the league, 9 games in all comps, and yeah, he's getting a pretty decent average rating. Dorgu at left back, we've got Shea Charles and Peixoto at midfield. He's someone that's just seemingly turned it up a massive level since I come in. He didn't, it wasn't scoring or just generally wasn't playing too well, but since I've come in and obviously went with the 2DM system, he has been flourishing, which is great to see. Sometimes it's not even about getting new players in, it's just about getting more out of the ones you've got. We've got Jakob on the right, Ahmad Diallo on the left. He's back from his international stuff. He's really struggling with fitness, so every time we play him, every time we don't play him, he gets out of match fitness, and then every time we play him, sorry, my eyes are really itchy. Every time we play him, he just seems to need a rest, so I don't really know what's happening with him. Etta Young and Truk up front. Reason for that is Hoyland picked up an injury. He's going to be out for the first leg, but he should be back for the second. Another player who's a bit of a youngster actually, but with big potential I've been bringing in off the bench is this Divac. He's not amazing. He's definitely not, up to it. He's really just a decent championship player. But for someone to come off the bench as a youngster with lots of potential, I think it's worth keeping. Etta Young has signed a new deal, so he's in till 2036 now. I think we might have mentioned that last episode. And Truk's another one. He's absolutely been flying under me. If we look at his goals, as you can see, he's been, and most of those have came in recent games as well. Is there a way to see form? Performance? Yeah, form. So, look at this. He's just done really well. A goal against Brighton, a goal and 2 goals and an assist against Bournemouth, a goal and an assist against Villa, 2 goals against PAOK, 2 against Chesterfield, an assist against in the first game, 3 a hat-trick against Forest, a goal against Everton. So he's basically contributing a goal in some fashion, at least 1 a game. So he's been massive. He's someone with not really any more potential, but at 23, I feel like he must be able to still get a little bit more out of him. But we're going to kick off and we're going to go into the game. Obviously, the board, we're really just happy to get into the knockouts at all. So we'll see how we go. But I was expecting a much tougher test taking over this Man United side. But I think just getting rid of a lot of dead weight and then basically just keeping a core group of players who are actually good enough to play for the club has done the trick. Obviously, we have signed 1 player, but realistically, we've mostly just had exits. We haven't really been, that good. We haven't really rebuilt the squad just as of yet. It's really just been about getting players in. One player I'm a little bit regretting signing a new deal with is De Ligt. I've extended his contract, so it wasn't a new deal per se, but we did extend his contract. He's gave the ball away. That's led to goals like two or 3 times now. So I am starting to worry about him. But that's a great ball in from Wesley, who again was someone I was pretty negative on when we first came to the club and thought he wouldn't really contribute all that much and we'd need a new one. He's been one of our better players. He really has. Into Young, into Jakob, who's hit the post. It's got across the face of goal, but somehow hasn't gone in the goal. And we are at home for the first leg, which means we probably do need to go into the second leg with a good result. We do want to go in probably a goal or two to our advantage because it's obviously going to be much harder in the away leg. Ball out to Amad Diallo. It's a poor first touch from him. And to be honest, I've been saying about Truk scoring all these goals and getting assists and stuff. Most of that has come from playing on the left as well. He hasn't played up front an awful lot. He's kind of been shifted around there when we needed to because we don't really have another striker. It's really just Hoyland and Etta Young. But Truk is kind of played on the left majority-wise and then gone up front when needed. But yeah, he seems like a really good player. So I think once we get even more better players into this side, it's going to be... It's not far away from being a top 4 side. It's probably a top 4 side now, and it's probably only a couple signings away from being a Premier League challenging side. However, we'll see about that next season when we obviously get the fresh start and everything. At the minute, this could all just be one massive new manager bounce. I don't think it is because we've only lost the one game against PAOK. We've not lost in the league since I took over. We've had a couple of draws, but we've not actually lost in the league, which has been massive. And we're still in every other competition. Obviously, we weren't in the League Cup when we joined, but we're still in everything at the minute anyway that we were planning to. And it looks like we may still be in the Champions League a bit further because it's a howler. It's a howler from the goalkeeper. He's punched it out, and Jakob has managed to actually... I'm so used to players getting that chance and then just heading it over, skying it over. But he's managed to keep his composure and just cushions it into the back of the net. A looping header. Man United 1, Chelsea 0. And we have had the better start. Look at the stats. We are absolutely dominating them. And the people who in the comments... The commenter was slagging off the tactic. It was always just we didn't have good enough players for the league at Mansfield. It wasn't that the tactic doesn't work. The tactic is the best tactic that's ever been cooked up in Football Manager history. Clearly it works because we've only lost one game as Man United manager and it was a away trip to Greece. Always dodgy. Here we go. Dorgu into Truk. I mean, Truk has kind of just lost it there. But nevertheless, Truk still going for it, trying to win the ball back. And we are pressing high up, but not too high up. And Gittins with a huge touch, and realistically, Wesley should be getting on the end of that. One thing about Wesley is I did say he's been great. He's probably not the best defender, and I think that was probably in effect there. He really should be getting that ball off Gittins when he takes the heavy touch. His positioning wasn't great, and then he kind of just let him run round him. Moises Caicedo with the equaliser. It's Man United 1, Chelsea 1. We have got a couple of tired players, and I think the lack of squad depth is maybe hurting us. We obviously had a lot of players in the depth, and we've moved them all on, so maybe that's bad management from me, but they weren't good enough, so what's the point in having them? If they're not good enough, why bother having them? Maybe just so you have someone to sub on. But there we go. Wesley, this time, manages to get a tackle in, but it's not enough, and Cole Palmer on the edge of the box puts it over. It's still United 1, Chelsea 1. And Chelsea just starting to turn the tide a little bit in this as we go into the half. As you can see, a couple of players looking pretty tired. Unfortunately, they're all in positions where we don't really have a lot of options, which is why they're probably tired, because they've been playing pretty much 90 minutes non-stop. We will take... I guess we'll take Ahmad off. We don't really have another striker. This is where the issues come in, because we don't really have anyone that can play on the left. Dorgu can come off for Calafiori, that's fine. Delict has actually got a bit of a knock as well, so I don't really want to bring him on. Don't really like any of these other players. I guess we put Truk out on the left because he's not having a great game, and we just chuck Xavier up top as a channel forward because he is a winger, so hopefully he can do it. But Xavier's, I've had a look, he's like a youngster who came from Real Madrid. He's not great at the minute, but he's got potential, so hopefully he can, improve. If we just take a quick look at him, yeah, he's 2.5 stars, but as you can see, he's got big potential, so he's at the right club. Obviously, there's good facilities and what have you here, good coaching, so hopefully he can kick on from there. But yeah, he's not really shone yet playing on the right. He can't really play on the left, he can't really play up front. But he has a chance here from the corner. Whips it in. Estrada tries to get there. It is going to fall to Xavier. Xavier plays it back to Estrada, the centre-back. Back to Xavier. Oh, it was just waiting. It was just waiting for someone to put their name on it, stick a toe on it, and it would have went in the back of the net, but unfortunately not. But Xavier seems to have come on and had a bit of a difference maker, which is good. We've got a lot of tired legs out there, and it is definitely going to start to impact us because we play quite a decently high intensity game. We are going to make a sub. I guess we probably just have to bring Delict on now. Estrada's absolutely flagging. We'll bring Bidstrup on as well for Shea Charles. And yeah, we'll leave it there. And we'll save the last sub if we get an injury. But Bidstrup, Delict, both players I'm probably going to try and move on next season, to be honest. Delict, he's kind of just getting on now. I think defence is probably the main issue at the club. We definitely need another striker. Hoyland's actually been really good, though. I've still got Calper in mind to bring him in. I've scouted him. He doesn't look as good as obviously at Mansfield. He was like our best player. Here, he would just be like a rotation striker. But I think that's all we need. Etta Young and Hoyland have both been really good. They are a little bit on the older side, so it is a little bit dodgy. We'll make one last sub. We'll bring Divac on for Pagito. So it is maybe a little bit dodgy to bring them in, but to bring in just rotation players rather than first team options. But I think that's he's got an £18 million release clause. As long as that's still in effect, I think it's still a good decision. Malik Tor into Bidstrup into Etta Young. We've got a very late highlight here. Jakob just about gets on the end of the pass. It wasn't a great pass, and Jakob still going himself, slides it across, and Truk always gets a goal contribution. A late winner on the night is obviously not going to make too much difference because we've still got a second leg to play, but it does mean we go to Stamford Bridge a goal ahead, which means we can go into it knowing a draw will be enough. Truk with the late goal, Jakob with the assist. Love to see it. Man U 2, Chelsea 1. The fans sent home a lot happier. And if that was a league game, that would have been 3 points. So we take a 2-1 lead into the second leg, but it is going to be to Stamford Bridge. We've got a Nottingham Forest FA Cup game in between. We don't really want to rotate because the FA Cup is one thing we do want to stay in because we're not guaranteed any Europe from the league, and it's going to be hard to get a European spot in the league. So we do need to still focus on the FA Cup. So we'll obviously do a little bit of rotation where needed, but we can't rotate fully because Forest are a Premier League side. They're not a good Premier League side, but they are a Premier League side, so we definitely can't take it for granted that we can just rotate the whole squad. But yeah, we'll go play the Forest game, and then we'll come back for the Chelsea second leg. So before our second game, we unfortunately did lose to Forest. We went out in the FA Cup, 5th round 2-1. We did get the opening goal, but then a late goal from Gibbs White in the 80th minute did put us out. We just weren't very good this game. We were outplayed, probably just purely because of the fact that most of the players were quite tired. The rotations didn't really play very well. Yeah, people like Etta Young had a honking game. Truk had a terrible game. Basically, the strikers were really off it, and the defenders weren't good enough. Estrada had a poor game, so probably just a mix of being tired, a mix of making a couple rotations, and not really having anyone to bring them on. So we are out of the FA Cup, unfortunately, which means this is the only cup competition we are still in, the UEFA Champions League. And we do go into this 2-1 to the good, though. As you can see, though, we've had to make a few changes. We've got a couple of tired players, so hopefully this doesn't affect us too badly. But we've got Torres in goal. He's unhappy because he is unhappy that we sold him Buemo. I don't really know why. Who cares? We got Wesley at right back, Tor and Estrada, and then Dorgu at left back. Charles and Peixoto maintain in midfield. Jakob on the right, Truk on the left, and then Etta Young and a returning Hoyland up top. We have signed a couple of players, though. If we go to the transfer activity, and then yeah, we've signed a whole bunch of players. We will take a look at them. Yeah, well, let's just take a look at them now. So these were the players that we signed on pre-contracts. I don't know if I should have maybe covered this in the transfer special, but maybe I didn't. So the first one's Jose. He is a 25-year-old defensive Spanish midfielder. He's going to be joining us on a free transfer from Atletico Madrid. He's actually on loan at Villarreal at the minute. 3-star player, 3.5-star potential at 25. Still got a little bit of room to grow. He'll be a good rotation option. He's been in and out of the Atletico Madrid side, not really playing. Went on loan to went on loan to La Liga sub. A fellow La Liga club, Villarreal. Done okay. He's kind of only really done well when he's played in the B team. So we'll see how much we use him. But he's meant to be basically just a backup option, a fourth choice DM. The other one in the building is Enzo Milot. He is a 31-year-old French winger or DM. I haven't really decided at 5'9". Probably a probably a winger. Could basically do a job at either, really. He could either be probably the playmaker, the deep line playmaker, or a winger on either side. So not too bad. He comes in from Lille, formerly of Al Ahly, Stuttgart and Monaco. Been playing pretty well in Liga 1 for Lille as well. So he joins us again, another one on a free transfer. I think it's only a 1-year contract with him. I think the other guy, Jose, was a bit longer. Borja Sainz joins us as well. He's a 33-year-old winger. He is. We needed a left winger, so he joins us. He's 3.5 stars of current ability. Joins us on a 1-year deal. From Porto on a free. He's formerly of Norwich, Alaves, come from the Bilbao Academy. So again, just a young, not a youngster, 33, just someone who can rotate in. He's pretty good now. So again, just a free transfer. We have signed a couple players. The first one is Patrick Ngoma. He's a 24-year-old French defensive midfielder. He looks very good. 4 stars of current ability, a leading Premier League player, so he's going to be one of our new DMs. He's originally from Nice, went to PSG, didn't get played an awful lot, so they were happy to move him on. We signed him for, I think, 21 million up front with potential installments and clauses that can rise to 34.5. And the last one, also from PSG, is Hassan Demoyle. He is a goalkeeper, Belgian, 22. Really good. It could actually probably be a starting goalkeeper for us, but 3.5 stars of current ability with some potential at just 22. From the Westerlo Academy, went to PSG, again, barely played, so they were happy to sell him on. And he's going to be our new backup. He's not on huge wages. I think it's like 70 grand or something like that if we look into it. 70 grand on a 5-year deal. So he's going to be there for a while. I think Ngoma's is a 5-year deal as well, 170k. Sainz, just a 1-year deal, 1-year contract. I think there's an extension if he plays 15 games, so likely to be a 2-year deal. Milot is a 2-year deal with no extension, and then Jose is a 4-year deal, just on 40 grand. So good overall. I think we've done well. Free transfers, and then we paid a little bit for 2 good players. Not even that expensive for him, and he's a leading Premier League player. So I think he's the pick of the bunch. Maybe not the quickest, but definitely a very good DM. So he's going to come in. But let's go to the Chelsea game. Those are all going to join us in the summer. For now, this is what we're working with, and we are still within a chance of doing well in the Champions League. We're 2-1 up after the first leg. So we go to Stamford Bridge with a goal to the good. We're out of the FA Cup, which means we really can focus on this and the Premier League now. We have no other competitions to worry about. I don't think there'll be anything in the summer. I don't know whether the Club World Cup or anything like that is going to take into effect. Probably not for us anyway, because I don't think this club has been doing particularly well in Europe to even qualify for something like that. So realistically, a draw will do today, but we had a poor result and more importantly, a very poor performance against Forest. So hopefully we do not carry that into today's game. But Chelsea, with an early chance, but it's well blocked, and Truk can pick up the ball, plays a great ball over the top to Højlund, who plays it first time to his strike partner, Etta Young, who played it onto Jakob, but the highlight just sort of fizzled out and ended. But that was an early chance for Chelsea. Thankfully, some decent defending from the boys at the back. I think if we're looking at what we've signed there, a lot of new DMs, so we probably don't need a DM next season. We've got lots of wingers now, Truk, Jakob, Amad Diallo. We've still got Xavier as well. We might try and loan Xavier out with the other boys coming in. It probably creates too much competition for him to get reasonable game time, so we'll try and maybe loan Xavier out. And then strikers, I think we need some strikers. Unless Truk, we make a third choice striker. I don't know. I guess we can take him away from the wing spot and give that to either Sainz or Amad Diallo. Diallo's probably better on the right, but that spot's kind of been taken up by Jakob, who maybe hasn't really been that good to deserve it, but he's been good enough. And I think with more time, he will be the player we expect him to be. I still want to sign Kalpa, but he didn't want to sign in January because he'd only just joined Mansfield, which is fair enough. So hopefully his 18 mil release clause is still good, and we can go get him in the summer for 18 million. I think he'll be a good third choice striker while we still got a couple more years out of Højlund and Young there. I think Højlund's only 30 still, which is crazy because I thought he was a bit older at United, but in real life, but clearly not. Stapenyev goes through. It was a very decent effort, but thankfully it does hit the bar and go over. I am slightly worried with how this game started. I know in the stats it looks like we've had lots of chances, but from the highlights we've seen, it's been all Chelsea. Young is really struggling for fitness. He really ideally needs a rest. I think we'll have to give him a rest in the next Premier League game, but I didn't want to rest him for these FA Cup or Champions League because we didn't have another option. I guess in the next Prem game we can play Truk up top and then put Diallo at wing, but We might have to do that at the half as well, which is not great because he's probably our best striker. I know Hoyland's got the most goals, but in terms of performance, I think Young's probably the better striker. Haaland? I wish it was Haaland. Hoyland just seems to get on the end of stuff a lot, and he just pick up a lot of goals. So hopefully he coming back from injury as well. Hopefully it doesn't take him too long to get going. But that's another good chance from Chelsea, and it's another let off for us. The woodwork's been our best friend today. Dorgu with the interception plays to Young, who finds Rasmus, but he's got nothing in front of him. Forced to go back. We are definitely struggling here, and I can see a goal is going to come. Etta Young heads it out, but only to the guy who threw it. Really, just kind of played it back to him. Chelsea definitely having the better momentum so far in this half, and we probably need to make some subs at half time just to get legs on. Shea Charles brings down his man, and he's going to pick up. I think it was just a yellow. I don't even know if he got a card. A very weird highlight. Nothing really seemed to happen. Still 0-0 on the night, which honestly, if it stays like this, suits us. If we don't play very well, but it just remains 0-0, we will absolutely take that and to get us into the quarterfinals. Would it be the quarter? Yeah, round of 16, we've got the quarters. So we're getting peppered, but I'm going to say I'm far from pleased because I don't think that was that good. We really could do with making some subs. I don't really want to take these lads off, but we don't really have any option. Truk's going to come off for Ahmad. I guess we'll have to leave Etta Young on. We just don't have another striker. We could bring Xavier on again up front, but if we go a goal behind and we need a goal, that's probably not the right option. There's no one really who can play right back. Again, maybe we move Malik Tor out there. Yeah, I guess we'll have to bring Tor out there. And De Ligt has taken a while to get over his injury, but he is back to training tomorrow, so he can probably do the half. Hopefully, we don't live to regret that. But Ahmad and Truk come off. Ahmad comes on for Truk, and then De Ligt comes on for Wesley. There's much more of a defensive back four now. Obviously, De Ligt carrying a knock as well, so hopefully that doesn't affect him too badly for this. But yeah, Malik Tor, definitely more of a centre-back. Really don't fancy him much as a right-back, but he can play there, but I think it will be much more of a defensive shift from him. If we get a goal, that would definitely ease my worries, but unfortunately the effort... And to be fair, most of Chelsea's efforts have been from distance, and it was wide. Etta Young, I think, has got to come off. Jakov looks really tired as well, so realistically, we should be bringing Xavier on for Jakov, but I think Etta Young's even more tired than him. We'll leave them both on for the now, because we have got ourselves a highlight, and it's a good ball in behind to Hoyland. If we can get it into Young, there's a lot of Chelsea men back, so it goes all the way back to Pajotto, back to Hoyland, back to Pajotto. Pajotto from distance... The goalkeeper, this Chelsea goalkeeper definitely looks a bit sus. I don't really know. He just needs to flap at that. But I think both teams are just struggling to get anywhere close to the goal. 60 minutes on the clock. We will make another set of subs. Bidstrup's going to come on for Pajotto. And I guess we'll have to bring Xavier on. Yeah, I guess we'll have to bring him on for... who was it? For the right mid. So Etta Young will unfortunately have to just struggle through the rest of this. I can't see him getting subbed off. Unless we do score, then I guess we can maybe just bring on another player and force someone else out wide. But good ball from Ahmad into Hoyland. Hoyland got some options, goes back to Ahmad. Ahmad from distance. That's a terrible shot. The one player that's probably went down since we've joined is Amad Diallo. He hasn't been as good for me as he has been for basically whoever has been manager for Allegri when he was in the manager's chair before, because he was one of the top goal scorers, top assisters at the club, along with Hoyland. And Hoyland's got even better since I've come in, but Ahmad's just fell off. Now I am playing him at left mid. He's probably a right mid, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really know where best to play him. We're going to just chuck him up top for the last bit, and I guess we'll just bring Divac on at the right wing. Really not comfortable with that, but it's really all we've got left. For the last 15, he'll have to play left wing, Divac. He is young, he's got the legs at least. He probably really doesn't suit playing out there, but yeah, we are at needs must at the minute, and at the minute, things are going okay. So what I'm going to do for the last little bit of time is actually set the time wasting to more often. Not change any of the tactics because I don't want to mess up the system, but just chuck time wasting onto full. So when we do have set pieces and the like, we are taking our sweet time to get it out. And it is the 88th minute, and unfortunately we've got a highlight. I was hoping the game was just going to run out. It's not been the most exciting the most exciting game of football, but if we manage to hold on to it, I am not going to complain one bit. But Chelsea are on the attack going forward. A goal here would kill us because we haven't got the legs to do an extra half of football. Oh, it's a goal as well. I think VAR are going to look at it, but I'm sure he's onside. Oh, VAR are checking it. Fingers crossed it's going to be disallowed. It has been disallowed. It was offside. I really didn't think it was offside. We have been massively let off there. Some very controversial late decision. But hopefully that decision sees us through. Hopefully no more highlights. There is no more highlights. That was sus. Whatever happened there was sus. But we have managed to get through it. Not the most exciting game. But we had to do what we had to do. We've come to Chelsea. A classic Mourinho performance at Chelsea. We didn't park the bus, but mentally wise, we went in knowing a draw was enough. We got the draw. We don't get many clean sheets, to be honest. The most of the games we win by just outscoring. So that is rare. But we have had a clean sheet. And Chelsea will be sick of the sight of us. We beat them, we knocked them out the FA Cup, and now we've knocked them out the Champions League. And in a few more days' time, we've got to play them in the league. Oh, brilliant stuff. So we are into the quarterfinals, and I've just seen who we've got. We've got Man City in the quarterfinals. We'll have to come back for that. A Manchester derby in the quarters. Sandwiched between us and a trip away to our old club as well. We're not doing a triple header. We'll play Mansfield next season as an episode. But yeah, a double header in the Champions League. A Manchester derby in the quarterfinal. And we've got some big games in the league leading up to it as well. So it's all happening here in the UK Journeyman. But like I say, yeah, we'll come back for the first and second leg. Manchester City quarterfinal derby stuff. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the UK Journeyman. And I'll see you all for more very soon.